Hi, Cup and Card friends. Welcome back. It's Linda Z. It's that time to grab your cuppa, sit back as we get ready to go through an oracle deck today. But before we do that, I just got all of these amazing decks. These are pre-loved decks that a person in my neighborhood, Francesca, thank you very much for this. She is getting ready to move and she is having a yard sale today to sell a lot of her decks. She's destashing. So she texted me and asked me if I wanted first look. And of course I said yes. And these are all the decks that I got. These are all really dark, what I call creepy decks. And that is fine. I'm fine with creepy. I like the dark side of things. Vampires and monsters and mummies and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to look at an oracle deck that is Deep, Dark, and Dangerous Oracle by Stacey DeMarco. But over the next couple of days, I'm going to show you all of these wonderful pre-loved decks, and we'll talk about pre-loved decks. So let me move these off to the side, because there was a lot of, yes, I got a lot of decks. I think it was 9 in total. Some, like this one, is in the plastic wrap. It's still, this was from a Kickstarter. We'll get into, again, like I said, we'll get into when, we'll talk about all that. Like this one here, the Creepy Tarot. This is only a 22 card deck because it is just the major arcana. And we will look at all of these. I'm going to break it down into 3 decks into 3 videos, so they're not too long. I actually tried doing a video last night and it was just way too long. I mean, I think some videos people do are an hour, and for me, I want to showcase the deck, every facet of the deck, looking at every single card, because I think the decks deserve that time. If you're interested in purchasing a deck, I would hope that you watch the video and really look at all the cards in there to make sure that they resonate with you and you're making an informed decision if it's something that you want to buy or not. Because I've seen many decks that I'm like, oh, I've heard of that deck, as somebody is showing, 10 decks or something, and then I'll look at it and be like, okay, that's not what I thought it was, and no, I don't like it. So here is the Deep, Dark, and Dangerous Oracle by Stacey DeMarco, illustrated by Kinga Britschke, and this is a 2-part box. It has a thumb cutout. This is by Rockpool, and this says, there is great beauty and power in darkness. What if, by stepping into the realm of the monsters and the things that go bump in the night, what seems twisted and dangerous is actually a torch leading us out of the darkness into divine wholeness? From the iconic Medusa to mermaids, Valkyries and vampires, Selkies and Sibyls, find your truth in the deep, the dark, and the dangerous. This deck includes stunning images of the world's deep creatures, dark goddesses and gods, and dangerous heroes and shadows. Stacey DeMarco is one of Australia's most trusted and highest profile metaphysicists and pagan practitioners. This is a 44-card deck. Now, I will tell you they're not in order because I have used this deck before. Look at that. I love the snake in here. I always like something inside the box. I don't know what it is. It's just my thing. But it tells me that they just went that little extra mile just to put that little imprint in there. Okay, and let's look at the guidebook. Look, the snake, same snake is on there. These are super, super glossy. Look, and the snake is there too. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay. So here's the guidebook. And these are not in order, but I have used this, I think, only twice maybe. But yeah, these are really, really cool cards. So I see that they have numbers and then the page numbers. And then we have, these are about the deep, the dark, and the dangerous. And here's our introduction. It's and then how each card is structured, the name of the subject of the card, and then the message of the card. Duality, the often paradoxical themes of the card and subject can be seen as light and shadow. The description, the plant companion, the crystal companion. How to use the cards. We have spreads. And then we go into the cards. And here we have depth. And you see how it has a picture, but look how it has that snake coming back from behind there. That is so cool. It tells us about the duality. And then it gives us the plant companion and the crystal companion. That is really, really neat. And I see the snake still with all of them, so that's really awesome. And then as we get to the back of the book, about the author, about the illustrator, and then other products. I love Stacey DeMarco's work. Okay, so this is a beautiful red gilded deck. Absolutely gorgeous. Now let's take a look at the cards. I'm going to hold these because if I lay them flat, you see how you have that light band across there. So it's kind of hard for you to see. So let's zoom in. I have to hold these at an angle. So here we have, and here it says dark. So this is the Morgan, sovereignty. The deep, mystery, the Kraken. And this is one of my favorite cards. I absolutely love all things ocean, but looking at this, her underneath and the tentacles as her hair, and this boat, just this ship just moving along, it's just fascinating. The dark, this is love, Kali. The deep, the journey, Persephone. And I love the threshold. Look back here, we have the shadow figure, and she's come through the door holding her pomegranate. The dangerous, grief, the banshee. Dangerous, we have hunger and the vampire. Deep, treasure, dragon. Deep, regeneration, hydra. And look at that. Reminds you of like Perseus attacking Medusa. The deep, resilience. Is that Shyla or Skyla? Dangerous, mirror, fetch. Look at that. It shows how we all have two sides of us. Dark, service, or Molikaya. Blessings, Gungadit. A sturgeon. Is that a sturgeon? What kind of fish is that? Beauty, mermaid. And look how she has the ship on her head. And I love that she is a full-figured mermaid. Focus, Kusith. Rest, Hypnos. Depth, Shadow. Respect, Anubis. The underworld, Hades. Choice, Valkyrie. Cycles, Hormungender, Midgard Serpent. Reciprocity, Charon. Boundary, Sheila Nagig. What is that? What is that? Well, if we pick this card, we'll have to definitely see what that is. Chaos, Harpy. Foresight, Sybil. Synergy, Chimera. And this is showing Chimera with a lion, a ram, and a snake. It looks like the snake is his tail. Compassion, Minotaur. Gratification, the Sphinx. Focus. I'm butchering these names. Is it Katsith? Change, Werewolf. This is another one of my favorite cards. That werewolf just looks so intense. The moon, the night sky behind him. I could definitely see this in a horror movie. Illumination, Hecate. Fabulous. Love how the key on her chest is illuminated. Mischief, Puka. Alchemy, Circe. Freedom, Selkie. It's this person is, it's the seal, and it looks like this person is in the seal, but the person is the seal. Vengeance, Arrhenius. Injustice, Medusa, which is on the cover of the box. Acceptance, Hell. Loneliness, Lemur. Darkness, Nyx. Disconnection, OC. Discipline, Myrmidon. Warning, Kelpie. Loyalty, Mithras. Guardian, Cerberus, the three-headed dog, but these look vicious. And then we have Fear and Apuch. And I think the last time I used this deck, this was the one that was pulled. I think I did a video on this a few months ago. Okay, so let's do a shuffle. Okay, let's ask Spirit what card needs to be seen today. What is the card for the energy of the day? What is it that we need to look for? Okay, well that one just popped right out. And we have Resilience. Trying to get it so that... Okay, we are going to move this around a little bit because the gloss on these are just so super glossy. Okay, we're going to put that there, and we're going to move you down. So hang with me. There we go. Ta-da! All right, so let me pull out our little handy dandy little tarot card easels, and we will do our tarot reading of the day. And I'm going to use one of the pre-loved decks to go with this. So let's look at this card. Oh, stay with me. I'm going to move you around a little bit more so we can get everything in here. So I always say that take a picture of the card so that this carries with you through the day. I'm a very firm believer in the messages. I do a lot of my messages in the morning and in the evening, but in the morning they carry with me through the day, and at night it really makes me think about things for the next day. And even sometimes when I sleep, I'll even dream about it. So this is number 8. And Scylla or Scylla is resilience. Life throws adversity at you. There is no escaping this. Yet building resistance allows you to handle this better. Building flexibility is a key to developing resilience. Righteous anger is not shameful. Sometimes you get caught between a rock and a hard place, and you need to make a decision between 2 poor outcomes to get to where you need to go. Duality is resilience and rigidity, righteous anger and anger. Most people who know Scylla were introduced to her through Homer's epic, The Odyssey. Odysseus wants to return home with his men and is told he will have to pass through the Straits of Messina, close to 2 monsters to do so. Scylla guarded one side of the rough and narrow waters. Opposite, Charybdis, another monster in the shape of an indespicable whirlpool. It is said that the 2 monsters were in an arrow's range of each other, so that if one didn't get you, the other certainly would. So, who was Scylla, and was she always a monster? There are a number of origin stories of Scylla, but again, most relate to a woman being jealous of another. Oh wow. And harming her enough that she becomes monstrous, a repeating motif in the ancient Greek world. But before she turned into a monster, she was a beautiful sea nymph, daughter of Phorcys and Ceto, deities of the sea. They were also the parents of the Gorgons. So I'm not going to read the rest of this because it is literally 2 pages long. But it says they sailed, so I'm just going to preface what this says. So apparently Odysseus was literally caught between a rock and a hard place, yet decided that battling Scylla would be preferable. He and his crew sailed to the strait where Scylla and Charybdis were, and they knew that death was near. As they got closer, they went to Scylla, who rose up in rage and slaughtered the 6 sailors. 1 man was taken by each of her heads, because she looks like Medusa, but she's not. And she remains resilient and undefeatable. In a much later story recorded in Eusebius' commentary on Homer, it is said that the hero Hercules encountered her, Scylla, during a journey to Sicily, and managed to slay her. Her father, the sea god Phorcys, immediately applied healing flames, torches, to her body, and she returned to life. Again, she rose, righteously ferocious, to thwart yet another pesky hero. The plant companion is the sea onion, and the crystal companion is the serpentine. So this is all about being resilient and strong in the face of everything and anything. Even death, she came back. Oh my goodness. She is quite a formidable force. So I think I'm going to use the new pre-loved deck that I have, the Dark Grimoire. Let's see if this one will pair nicely with it. Most of the decks that I got look like they're low Scarabeo decks also. I think except for 2. Maybe 2. And here's the little white book, standard low Scarabeo books. It's not very thick, and it's in multiple languages. It has a introduction card. These are in order, and I want to show them for later videos. So do I want to shuffle these? Yeah, let's just go ahead. I don't riffle shuffle my cards. Nope, we're not going to use this deck. Bear with me. I'm going to put this back because I want to show these cards to you in order because they're so awesome. And the first thing I did when I got the pre-loved decks is I put crystals on them overnight, because I always cleanse my decks before I use them. So let's go ahead, and since this is a dark one, we'll use the Horror Tarot. No, let's not use the Horror Tarot. Let's use the Grim Tales Tarot. Here we have the Grim Tales Tarot. Since this is a deep, dark, and dangerous one, let's go ahead and use this one. I love the flying monkeys that are on here. And let me put all these things away that I have here, and we have our deep, dark, and look at the flying monkeys on the back of this. So awesome. Okay. So thanks for hanging there. All right. So why is this here? Why is this card about resilience here? Why? Okay, here's our why. And how do we handle her? Because you know she can't die. Well, she died, but her father brought her back. But she is resilient and strong. She does not bend. Why is this here? Okay, and this is the why. So we have our energy of the day, and it's about being resilient. It's about being strong. It's about doing your job, because that is what she was supposed to do, is to stop anybody coming through those straits. But you can see how she's hurt, because this was not always her. To me, I see this as a person who has persevered and has gone through so much that it has literally changed her from the inside out. It has made her so angry and just so unhappy with the way her life has turned out. So why is this here? We have the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so this is about planting the seeds of finance, of money, or the planting the seeds of your money and everything. This is about starting that financial journey, or it's a new opportunity, because it's all potential. This is all about the potential of what is to be, because I always look at the aces as the planting of the seeds for that suit. So this is the potential of what is to come. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to come to fruition, because you have to take care of those seeds. It has to have the right soil, the right amount of water, the right amount of sunlight. So to me, this is saying that there is a new opportunity on the horizon, but it still will take time, and you will need patience in order for it to come into fruition. So how do we handle this? We have the Four of Pentacles. Okay, so this is definitely a Pentacles reading. This is definitely about Pentacles are all the things you can touch, taste, see, smell. It's about your finances. It's about your work. So, and the Four is kind of like you need to take a break from things. This is your need for rest and quiet time. This is a self-care. So what I see here is you have struggled so much to get to where you are. You have worked so hard on whatever it is that you've been working towards, that this opportunity has come up. But it's saying that before you start this new opportunity, you need to take a break, get some self-care, and then move forward with that new opportunity. So say you've been struggling and you've been wanting to get this position at work, and you've been working your butt off to prove yourself. You've passed and conquered every challenge that they've given you. This is saying, okay, now you've earned that new opportunity, but the work is still not done. So before you start that, take a mini vacation or take a vacation, take some time off. Get your mind refocused and re-energized and restarted to start that new opportunity, to continue on with the fight, continue on with the challenges that are going to come. Because every job, no matter what, still has its opportunities the challenges that they have. The job that I've been doing it for 25 years, and I still come up with daily challenges every day. And I think that's one of the reasons why I love the job that I have, is because every day is different. But yeah, here I see that. I see here you have faced your challenges. You have worked really hard. You have been resilient. You've been the rock. You've proven yourself. And here we have this new opportunity that's come up. And before you take that opportunity, you need to take a break. You need to do something for yourself. You need to get re-energized and recharged. So I hope you enjoy this video. I'm going to post these in the 4 Facebook groups in the description below. I hope you join one or all of them. They're really fabulous. And if you have any oracle cards about resilience, then please share them. And the groups are awesome. They do all kinds of tarot spreads. We do tarot practices. They pair you up with tarot buddies once a month so that you can continue your learning experiences. If you have any questions, we're all here to help and answer those questions. So again, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for watching. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss future videos. I will be doing 3 videos, at least 3 videos on the pre-loved decks. I might even just make them into 9 videos so that we have one for each deck, because that's what I prefer to do, so that I can show you every single card that's in the deck, because some of them are really, really dark and really, really creepy. And some are like, okay, these are pretty cool. And there's one called the Black Cat's Tarot, and that's really lovely because I love animal decks. So yeah, check them out, and we'll talk about pre-loved decks and why they're so awesome. Again, I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks for stopping by. Sending love and light. Bye.